What's up, YouTube? It is me, EternalNeptune, back with another video for you. Today, we are going to be going through another build that I've made. So far this year in 2K26, I have enjoyed the builder so much. I've made way too many builds, tested out a lot of theories. And I'll be honest, some of them have hit, some of them haven't hit, but I've been having fun regardless. If any of you guys are out there making tons of builds, let me know what you've made down below. But today, we're going to be going in to this build, which is so far my favorite lockdown build I've made. Now listen, defense this year a little shaky. All right, I think we can be honest. Defense this year, little touch and go, but if you know how to play and you have the build that can do the things that you're looking to do, I promise you defense is actually super effective this year. Now, I really truly believe if you can have a good defender, it is way more valuable than if you can have a good shooter this year, because most people can shoot, especially right now with tempo shooting being broken, right? I think we can all agree tempo shooting is a little bit off, right? It needs to be tweaked or looked at, maybe, right? But you need to have somebody that can contest those shots and somebody that can keep up with the people that are shooting those shots and doing way too many spam dribble moves. So today I'm giving you that build, all right? We'll jump right into this. None of this matters here. All right, so for this build, I don't want to be a point guard, okay? I went back and forth with point guard, shooting guard, small forward. What can I get the best attributes for and then be in the position that I want to be in? That was the key, right? Do I want to use this build solely in park? Do I want to be able to use it in Pro-Am and in rec? There was a lot of variables that went into this, and I wanted this build to be something I could kind of use universally without it being tied just to one mode. And that's a little bit hard, right? If you were only going to be playing rec, Pro-Am, we could tweak this build, right? To change some things up. You're only going to be playing park. We got some things we could tweak on this to make it a little bit more effective in that one area. But if you're looking for an all-around defensive build that can do a lot more than just defense, as you will see, let's stick around. All right, here we go. For this position, we're going to be a shooting guard. We are going to make this a 6'6" height with a 220 strength. All right, and then our wingspan is only going to be a 6'10". As I said, if you're going to be in the rec or Pro-Am, I would probably adjust this to be a little bit bigger wingspan, but we don't need that for this, because we need to be able to do a lot more than just defense. All right, so here we go. As always, let's start with our finishing. We are going to raise our close shot to a 63. Our driving layup is only going to be a 61. We'll talk about that here in a second. Our driving dunk, we're going to put up to a 73. And our standing dunk, we're going to have at a 45, which is a lot of what I get is standing dunks on this build. And then our post control just naturally went up to a 46. All right, let's talk about this real quick. Driving dunk is going to be your main aspect of this, because you're going to be cutting from the corners, sometimes driving in if you're able to break down a defender, which we'll talk about in a little bit as well. This is where I would look at doing some of your cap breakers and trying to get this up a little bit higher. I've noticed this build, I wish I had a little bit better finishing, but it's the least impactful area that I looked at personally for this build. You'll see why in a little bit, but this wasn't a build I wanted to focus a lot of finishing on, but it is something that I would look at doing the cap breakers, because when I looked at the cap breakers for this build, you were able to put numerous, cap breakers on driving dunk and get it up above an 80 fairly easily. This year so far, right off the rip, if you've joined a crew that has worked, and actually put an effort in the game, you've done any of your challenges and maybe got up to level 100, and then obviously your rep getting to rookie 5 is pretty easy. So I think most people around this time, if you've gotten the game in early access, you probably should be around 3 to 5 cap breakers, right? That's where I'm at personally. Today, I had 2 cap breakers unlocked for the crew grind that we've done. And then obviously I had my 3 prior to that, with 1 being level 100 from the lifetime challenges, and then the 2 from the rep. The grind is real for the rep rewards, though, man. It is a grind. We're in currently starter 1. I don't get to play the game as much as I would like to. So currently starter 1, but we're on the grind. But this is where I would look at getting it, possibly a little bit higher. Now, I'll talk about where I did do my cap breakers and why I've liked it so far here in just in a second. All right, let's go over to shooting. All right, this is an area that surprises a lot of people for being a lockdown build. Okay, so we're gonna have a 75 mid-range, but our 3-point shot is going to be up to an 85. And let's look at this real quick. We go up to an 85 with the 3-point range because it unlocks Deadeye on silver. Now, again, cap breakers, you want to put limitless on this build along with shifty shooter on silver and be able to, max +2 those up. Absolutely have the ability to do that. The 3-point shot being able to be an 85 is insane. Now, would I do some adjustments for, let's say, rec or pro-am or just specifically park? Yeah, I may lower that and try to up mid-range a little bit higher than that if it's a little bit cheaper. But truth be told, the 85 3-point shot has been amazing. Now, again, are you going to be in rec and pro-am? Free throw would probably go up then. We'd want to have that up in case we need to be a bailout. Probably only up to around 75 to 80 because we don't need to be the best free throw shooter on the team, but we need to be able to hit them if we have to. All right, going over here to our playmaking. Our pass accuracy, we currently have at a 71. Our ball handle up to a 75, and our speed with ball at a 75. Right here, these two is where I put my cap breaker so far. Specifically ball handle. I've really worked on ball handle, getting it up closer to the 86. I think with 2 cap breakers, it got me up to like 82, 81, 82, somewhere in that range. So I'm able to unlock a lot of ball handle, dribble styles, moves that I wouldn't normally have on a lockdown. So this build, I really focused on being able to lock down a defender and control the ball on the other end. I do a lot of running with randoms, and so even with this position, I get put in that one spot a lot. So I need to be able to create. I know pass accuracy only being 71. In park, it's fine. Rec, I've seen it's a little bit slower than I'd like. Generally, I like to get up to at least a 76 with somebody I feel like I'm going to be passing a lot, but it hasn't really played any factor into causing issues for me so far. Okay, so the ball handle being able to get up above an 80, speed of the ball, I'll be able to get up to an 80 as well with my cap breakers. And we're going to be able to control the offense and the defense with this build. It's crazy. All right, defense. Now, you're going to look at this and be like, what are we doing here? Okay, perimeter defense at a 61. I mean, interior defense at 61, not perimeter. Oh my gosh. All right, perimeter defense, we're up at a 95. Steal, we put up to a 91. Here again, where I may make some adjustments. Steal, we might go down to an 85 to start with and try to cap break that up a little bit. Maybe up to an 86, 87, so we can cap break up to the 91 pretty easily. But truth be told, this year, steals are crazy. I wanted the ability to get a Hall of Fame interceptor with my cap breakers. So that's something that I'm still taking a look at on this build. Is it worth putting up to a 94 to be able to get the Hall of Fame interceptor, maybe +1 it up to legend? Until the steals get adjusted, I'm happy with the 91 where it is. I like being able to get the glove steals, which helps me when I am in position and someone does a dribble move into me. I see a lot more of them losing control of the ball than I do on any other player that I have right now. If I'm in position and they do a dribble move into me, even without me swiping, I feel like the ball is popping out a lot more than I'm seeing anywhere else. All right. So here's another fun aspect of this build. We put our block up to a 75. Now, obviously a 74 is where you unlock paint controller. You don't get a lot here with 75, really nothing, honestly, but we had some extra attributes and you'll see why we didn't put it anywhere else here in just a little bit. Okay, so offensive rebound, we actually put up to a 70 on this one. It gave us the ability to get silver box out beast, which we use to surprise a lot of people. Being able to box them out when they are used to being able to run in and grab a rebound, and we just box them out, and then they can't get around, and either our big is grabbing it, or myself can run in there and grab that as well. It surprises a lot of people with this build. It's a fun aspect of it, that not many people think about. But if you have the extra points to put into either defensive or offensive rebound and get to that 70, you'll be surprised how often you actually are able to box somebody out. It's funny this year. All right. Now let's get into where this is dangerous. Okay. Speed. On this particular build, I put a 90 speed with an 87 agility. Okay. Originally, that's what I did. For this build, I would go down to an 88 speed with an 88 agility, if it's possible. With a strength, we get up to an 85, and then our vert, we get up to a 74. So why this is important is because we want to be able to have the ability to be a little bit quicker on the agility and a little bit slower on the speed if we need to. So an 89 speed with an 88 agility works way better than a 90 speed with an 87 agility, because I know that sounds weird because it's one adjustment on each, but that one adjustment on the agility is so valuable. It may even be worth going down to like an 86 and trying, or an 85, and trying to get this up a little bit higher if possible. But this is a really good threshold right here. Being able to run fast on the court, being able to move around, especially with a 3-point shot, right? You have a 3-point shot of an 85 and you are on a fast breakout and you have a speed of an 89, you're going to be able to get down to the 3-point line, especially in rec and pro-am, but also in park, catch that ball and throw up a shot. All right. So the last couple of things I'd throw, well, just the one, I'd throw it over here on free throw to get up a little bit higher. So look at this build. Currently, finishing is probably our weakest aspect of it, but we still have a 73 driving dunk. We do have the ability to get posterizer on this build, and with cap breakers, we can increase this up even higher. All right. Now, we do have a 3-point shot of a 75, which unlocks silver Deadeye on this build, which is crazy. If you were able to do cap breakers on this and get this up to an 89 with 4 cap breakers, you can have silver limitless range, silver shifty shooter, silver Deadeye, and a gold set shot specialist all on this lockdown build. Insane. All right. We have 75 ball handle. Speed of the ball is also a 75. You will be able to increase these more than just one with each cap breaker, which is what I've done to have better dribbling on this build, and it's paid dividends. I get ankle breakers with a lockdown build. Think about that. Ankle breakers. It is great. It's amazing. Okay. Perimeter defense is a 95. Obviously, speed is a 91. Again, you want to adjust this down to, say, an 85. Feel free. Maybe even down to a 73, which sounds crazy on a lockdown, but steals are weird this year. If you can play the lane steals, but bump steals and being able to get the glove activated is actually very difficult this year. But for this build, I went with a 95 and 91. It's worked amazing so far. Offensive rebound, the sneaky 70 overall offensive rebound, which gives us the silver box out beast and obviously rebound chaser. And then we are quick as can be and strong. A movable enforcer pops up all the time. And you have the ability to get it up a little bit higher if you'd like to have a little bit more strength. But it also helps with our strong handle. So when we're breaking people down with our ball handle being up now, our defenders aren't able to bump us as much, and we're able to get around and move to where we want to do. All right. So this is the build. This is the lockdown build. What is it called, and who do we have shades of? Dyson Daniels. Anyone that watched the NBA last season, you know what this man can do. Ron Artest from the Pacers. Now, let's not talk about fighting people in the crowd, but this is Ron Artest. And then we have Doug Christie from the All Times Kings. We are physical 3&D sniper. Our go-to badges: Hall of Fame Challenger, Hall of Fame Off-Ball Pest, Gold Glove. We have an A+ perimeter defense, an A steal, and an A- speed. Our strengths are hounds players defensively, averages high steals per game, flies down the court, shifts weight without visible delay. All of that is true. I've seen it real time. If you've watched any of my streams and watched me play on this player, you know what it looks like too. The weaknesses are drives end with tough misses, avoids operating in mid-range pockets. All of that's easily fixed with cap breakers. I know I talk about cap breakers every single video that I make. It is so important this year. I cannot emphasize enough. Make your builds with cap breakers in mind. This is it, guys. If you like the video, give a thumbs up to this. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Claim your rewards if you're on Xbox if they pop up. Turn on notifications, guys. You don't want to miss out on some of this content. I have more builds I'm recording shortly to get out to you guys as well. And I do also want to tease, I have a build that I want to show you where cap breakers come into the play, because I have been testing and grinding in the lab, trying to make the best build possible with cap breakers in mind for those who get up to 5 cap breakers. Wait and watch for that video. Turn on notifications so you do not miss out. All right, guys, that's it for this time. We'll see you next time.